Hi, Dave. I wanted to catch this really quick because all of a sudden I could hear protesters coming down the street, and I thought, let me live stream it really quick. I did a short on each channel, but a pretty sizable group, and they're pretty good at making a lot of noise. So I figured, let me do a quick live stream while I was here uploading other videos for Serpico Dreams, just walking around quietly on that. So good afternoon. Hopefully the weather's good up there in Maine. We're having an extra mild day. It's like 55. So we're having like 3 days of extra mild weather. So there they go. So they're marching for it. I don't know if they'll go around the square or if they're just going to keep on Walnut Street and they'll just keep heading west. I'm not sure. So hopefully you can hear me. I don't have there. Okay. So I figured I'd just show the protests. Every once in a while, they will come down Walnut. I'm not in the loop, so I have no idea when they schedule things. I know in New York, the lighting of the Christmas tree had protesters when they did I guess it was the Rockefeller Christmas tree, maybe. And I wondered if they would show up. Hi, Joe. How are you? I wondered if they would show up for the lighting of the Christmas tree in Philly, but they didn't. So I kind of wondered when they were going to reappear. And then also, it's mild here. Also, we have a wind and rainstorm coming in tomorrow night. I think we have rain coming also because I saw that Monday would be pretty, damp, like we'll be drenched. And then whatever this thing is down in Florida and on the East Coast, whatever storm is coming up, they're good people to stay away from, right? In Philadelphia, Philly is known very much for fighting for one's rights. I haven't been following the news just to sort of stay on the calm side. I don't really understand the full argument or who's where with what issue. So it gets really confusing and foggy. So I was told to say foggies. I always think of London fog with a friend of mine used to wear London fog all the time. We had fog up in Fishtown the other day. So protest, right. I actually marched in a couple protests way back in the day, 2004, United for Peace and Justice, but that was a political, it was more of a against the Republican National Convention kind of thing in New York City. These days, I'm a lot older and, and because of what happened in 2011, it kind of became clear very quickly that I needed to probably not be in crowds in general because whatever got kicked up could involve things that people know how to do who are part of a world that I did not grow up in. So I am not a creature of, say, Washington, D.C. or the protest world, people going renegade and all that stuff. So anyway, but it's interesting to see, and technically America is where you're supposed to be allowed to demonstrate your rights and exercise your rights. It's supposed to be the land of free speech. Free speech is what? It's not number one, is it? Is it number one? Number 1 or 2 is free speech. 5 is I have nothing to say. That's, the right to remain silent. Arms is in the first 3. So anyway, there goes the digital truck. You could barely see it, but I just saw it. It's kind of in the back end of this group, but it's sort of right around there, like at one of those digital trucks. So anyway, they're hanging out there. We just had the farmers market. They mostly wrapped up, although there was the Amish truck with the flowers. They were still wrapping up. So they're either going to have to wait until the protest moves, or maybe they'll be allowed to back up and kind of go out through Locust Street instead. But normally they would pull out here on, that's 18th Street, 18th and Walnut. That building there is AKA Extended Stay, the original shorter one. Then, of course, that's the Claridge at Rittenhouse with the radio tower on top. And there it is. So thank you so much, Dave and Joe, for coming in. Joe, I have a card going out to you. And I still have to use my pretzel cards. So anyway, that's it. All right, have a great afternoon. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.